Hey guys, I have been driving for about 6 hours with some detours. I went from Kelowna to Tsawwassen to the ferry terminal, and I'm just sitting here waiting to get on my ferry. And I thought I'd come on and just have an informal chat with you guys because it's going to be about an hour wait, and I figured I would go over some stuff. It's funny because I was going to come on and talk about the first aid kit for chaos, and which is a blog post I just put up, by the way. And it's interesting because I have actually been using that on this drive because it is emotional being back for me. This is where I grew up. I went past my elementary school. I drove to the house I grew up in, and it's really emotional because that was the ferry horn. It is not all the best memories from this part of the world. So don't get me wrong, I had an awesome upbringing and my parents and family are fucking fantastic. I love them to pieces. Just a lot of, if you've read my book, you'll understand, but it was a lot of embarrassment, lack of confidence. I hated school. I had a really, really, really hard time growing up. And so these tools are not only for getting through stuff like that, but like dealing with really intense emotions. And so these are the tools that I've carried with me ever since. And they have helped me immensely clear emotions out in a healthy way, process them, acknowledge them, and understand that I'm safe to do so. So this has been like years and years and years of a process. So these tools have been the mainstay, the foundation of my growth process for a long, long time. And so I figured it was kind of fitting to share this with you guys and share a bit of this trip, but also to really emphasize that when you are going through something emotional, when you are feeling something emotional, when you've had a trauma and something gets triggered, you still have the power to face it, to cope with it. And a lot of people are of the belief that you don't, that you are not powerful enough to deal with things, that you shouldn't be feeling bad, that you should bypass these emotions because you shouldn't be feeling bad. You should be feeling more positive, right? You're not supposed to feel shame. You're not supposed to feel anger or guilt or jealousy or sadness or grief, anything like that. You are supposed to be happy 100% of the time. That is the way that the world is leaning right now. And like I've said before, that is 100% not the way it's supposed to be. That is extremely critically detrimental to your growth process and your mental and physical health and well-being. And it is completely unsustainable to go without acknowledging emotions like what's hard from your past and how you have a difficult time, or how you had a difficult time during a section of your life, because these things will get keyed in again. And when they do, it's only a little nudge from life to say, hey, you still have something that bothers you. Here's a little bit of that feeling so you can process it. This is the chance to process it, to feel it. Thank life and yourself and whatever else was involved in that situation for the experiences that you've had. And understand that everything that you've been through has shaped who you are. And that is critical. I just realized I forgot to use my mic again. That's okay. I hope you guys forgive me. It's critical. And so there are a few tools that, like I just said, are absolutely the mainstays that I carry with me in my back pocket. And I've learned to use. I take them with me everywhere. They are almost invisible and they're really, really, really powerful. And it's just something that you can keep handy when you don't have access to somebody to talk to. And whether that's on a professional level or a friend or family member, somebody else that you trust in, on a, what's the word I'm looking for? On a more unofficial basis. So the first one is a positive affirmation. You can use those absolutely anywhere. Something like, I am doing amazing. Even if I don't feel like it right now, I am doing amazing. I have done the best I could with the tools that I have had at any point in my life. And I forgive myself for any view of shortcomings. I am strong. I am resilient. And again, even if you don't feel like it right now, you are resilient. Even if things feel messy, if you don't feel as strong as you should be, these affirmations are not meant to be a super big stretch. So if you say something and you absolutely hardcore don't believe it, then change it up. Reach for something that is possible for your mind to believe, that is reassuring and you find comfort in. I am getting better and better every day. I am happy. I am healthy. I am terrific. I feel like everything in my life is falling into place. I feel like life is supporting me. I am confident in who I am. It can be anything, literally anything that you need it to be. But if you need a little pep talk, use a positive affirmation. If you need to interrupt negative thought patterns, if you're stuck with negative self-talk, saying the same things over and over and over again, like why am I such an idiot? Why am I not doing better? Why do I keep screwing this up? Say out loud, if you can, cancel, and then immediately replace that with something that opposes that, with a positive thought that, or saying that that opposes the negative one. So if you're saying something like, I am never going to be good enough, say, I am confident, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm getting better and better every single day. Another thing that's super powerful is journaling. So a great way to get started with that, if you're not comfortable just sitting in front of a blank page and writing, is a journal prompt. That can be something as simple as, I am happiest when I celebrate myself in these ways. That's also really powerful. And with journaling, if you can let your conscious mind take a little bit of a back seat and try and control things a little bit less. I spent too much time when I first got into journaling, judging my handwriting and trying to make it Pinterest worthy. And then I would just end up getting frustrated with myself and not actually purging the thoughts and the feelings that I was setting down to process. And so what happens when you step back a little bit and you let yourself just have that space, you can actually write down things through word flow that surprise yourself. You can write down creative answers for problems that you're having. You can totally reframe things on paper before your conscious mind actually realizes what it's done. It's a really cool and really powerful tool. And again, this is a really great resource to have in your domain when you don't have access to a counselor, when you don't have access to family or friends at the moment, and you really want to process some stuff. Another great one is a tapping script. Obviously, you can get full tapping scripts. I have some on my website as well. But if you just need something basic, something critical in the moment, and something that you can complete subtly and silently if you need to, ideally it's out loud, but silently is totally fine. Tap the side of your hand. Like, I'm holding my phone. Hang on, let me see if I can put this down. Okay. On my hand, you can see my believe, right on the E. That didn't help at all. Okay, here we go. So this is your karate chop point right here. So if you tap that with 2 fingers to make sure you have it, and say something like, even though I'm really scared of the state of the world right now, even though I feel completely out of control, even though this makes me angry and frustrated and upset every day and I feel exhausted by it, I deeply and completely love and accept myself for where I'm at right now, and I know it's going to get better. And if you repeat that as many times as you need to, you're going to clear out a lot of that energy. And again, you can go through a full tapping script, which is even more powerful, and that's through all the points. Again, I do teach that on my website. Tapping is incredibly powerful. I cannot say this enough. If you have very intense emotions, like for example, one day, I was in the hospital with my grandfather, and I held his hand as he passed away. The next morning I went into work and I started losing my composure right before I walked in the door. And I knew that I shouldn't have been there. I was exhausted, but I was stubborn and I went in it anyway. So right before I opened that door and went in, I really quickly did a tapping. I think it was just 1 or 2 really quick tapping rounds. And I felt like I had cried for days, and that took 30 to 60 seconds. So if you are very, very present with an emotion that is intense, it's not like it bypasses it or it shoves it where you can't feel it, tapping will actually help you stay present enough and process it properly. So your nervous system actually has a chance to allow you to process it completely in a very short amount of time. And again, it's not trying to expedite a process, but when it's critical, when the moment is critical, it is extremely powerful. It's also extremely powerful in going back into your past and raising up old emotions. Like I was tapping when I went by the house I grew up in, and yeah, it did really help. So you can bring up stuff from your past, or you can deal with things that are really critical in the moment. So I highly recommend you use this and use it when it's critical. Again, this is a first aid kit. This is something that can be done immediately. You can use these tools at any point in time, immediately, wherever you need them. So practice when it's not critical, ideally, and they will be there for you, and you will remember that they exist when you really, really need them the most.
Life is less about perfecting and more about movement. Keep moving forward. You'll sort things out along the way. The speed bumps, the unexpected things. It's tempting sometimes to stay still, holding fast until you figure things out. But life is meant to be lived forward. You're meant to express yourself through the process of creating amazing life experiences. So if you feel stuck, move something, travel, reorganize, keep flowing, get things moving again. Whatever comes up inside you emotionally, you can and will deal with it along the way. It's this adventure that you're built for, not stillness or stagnancy. Move and enjoy the ride. Life is short and wild, but so are you.